Hello everyone and welcome to Simple Spec Games. With a lot of online multiplayer game, there is a time that we got bored and want playing alone. In this video, we are gonna see top 21 indie games that you can play solo. But before we jump to the list, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified for info about indie, pixel, and low-end games. A Short Hike is a charming indie adventure game created by Adam Robinson. You control Claire, an anthropomorphic bird, as she explores Hawk Peak Provincial Park. The main objective is to reach the summit of the mountain to get cell phone reception. You can run, climb, swim, and glide through the open-world park, collecting golden feathers to enhance your abilities and discovering hidden treasures along the way. Completing side quests, such as fishing, finding lost items, and playing minigames like beach stickball rewards you with items that make exploring the park even more enjoyable. Lil Gator Game is a delightful 3D platformer developed by Megawobble. You control Lil Gator, a curious young alligator, on a quest to get their older sister's attention. The game is set on a series of charming islands, each filled with unique inhabitants and side quests. Lil Gator can explore these islands by climbing, swimming, and gliding, collecting cardboard money and crafting materials to unlock new areas and items. The game emphasizes a childlike sense of wonder and adventure, with no health bars or fall damage, making it accessible and fun for players of all ages. Smushi Come Home is a cozy exploration adventure game developed by Mooneye Studios. Players take on the role of Smushi, a tiny mushroom who has been unexpectedly taken from its home and dropped into the middle of a forest. The game involves exploring unique areas of the forest at your own pace, chatting with quirky forest creatures, and taking on different adventures to find your way back home. Smushi can run, glide, climb, and swim through various environments, and some adventures include light platforming and puzzle-solving elements. The game also features a mycology journal that teaches players about real-life mushrooms. I Am Your Beast is a fast-paced, covert revenge thriller FPS game developed by Strange Scaffold. Players take on the role of Alphonse Harding, a secret agent who has been retired for 6 years. The game involves engaging in a furious guerrilla war, using the enemy's own equipment against them, and ducking into a tunnel network to avoid being captured. The game features a fully voiced story campaign with over 20 levels, a lush comic book-inspired art style, and a heart-slamming soundtrack. Players can wield a variety of weapons, including pistols, sniper rifles, and bear traps, while chasing side objectives and aiming for the fastest times in replayable micro-sandboxes. Stardew Valley is a beloved indie farming simulation RPG developed by Concerned Ape. In the game, players take on the role of a character who has inherited a rundown farm from their grandfather. The primary objective is to restore and manage the farm by planting crops, raising livestock, and crafting goods. However, the game's charm extends far beyond farming. Players can explore caves filled with monsters and treasures, fish in various bodies of water, and forage for wild resources. Interpersonal relationships are a significant aspect of Stardew Valley. Players can befriend and even marry villagers, each with their unique personalities and backstories. Hades is a critically acclaimed roguelike action role-playing game developed by Supergiant Games. Players take on the role of Zagreus, the immortal son of Hades, who is determined to escape the underworld and reach Mount Olympus. Each run through the game is unique, featuring randomly generated rooms filled with enemies and rewards. Zagreus can gain powerful abilities and weapons from the gods of Olympus, which help him in his quest to fight through the underworld's challenges. The game combines fast-paced hack-and-slash combat with a rich narrative, featuring a fully voiced cast of characters and a dynamic story that unfolds with each playthrough. Katana Zero is a stylish neo-noir action platformer developed by Askisoft. Players take on the role of Subject Zero, a katana-wielding assassin with amnesia who can slow down time and predict the future. The game features fast-paced, side-scrolling hack-and-slash gameplay where players must defeat enemies without getting hit, using Zero's unique abilities to manipulate time, dodge attacks, and take advantage of environmental hazards. The game's story is told through cinematic sequences woven into the gameplay, with dialogue trees allowing players to interact with non-player characters. A Hat in Time is a whimsical 3D platformer game developed by Gears for Breakfast. The game follows Hat Kid, a young space traveler who must recover the scattered pieces of her timepieces to return home. Players traverse a variety of vibrant worlds, each with its own unique themes, characters, and challenges. As Hat Kid journeys through different worlds, she encounters quirky and endearing characters, from mafia goons in Mafia Town to haunted specters in Subcon Forest. The game's humor and charm are complemented by its solid gameplay mechanics, including fluid movement and a variety of hats that grant different abilities, allowing players to approach obstacles and enemies in creative ways. Chant of Sennaar is a captivating puzzle and adventure game developed by Rundisk. The game is inspired by the myth of the Tower of Babel and follows an unnamed traveler who arrives at a mysterious tower inhabited by 5 different tribes. The player's goal is to decipher the various fictional languages represented by logographic writing systems and help restore communication among the tribes. The gameplay primarily revolves around solving puzzles and decoding languages, using clues from non-verbal communication, illustrated signs, and contextual hints. Players use a notebook to record and test their translations, gradually unlocking the meanings of different graphemes. Neon White is a fast-paced first-person shooter and puzzle platformer game developed by Angel Matrix. The game is designed around speedrunning, with the player taking on the role of Neon White, an assassin plucked from hell to compete in the 10 Days of Judgment competition. In the game, players must exterminate demons in heaven to achieve the highest rank and secure a permanent place in heaven. The unique twist is the use of playing cards to represent weapons, which can be discarded to perform special moves like double jumping and dashing. Bomb Rush Cyberfunk is an action-adventure platform game developed and published by Team Reptile. The game is heavily inspired by the classic 2000s video games Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio Future. Players take on the role of Red, a graffiti writer with a cybernetic head, as they join the Bomb Rush crew to explore the fictional city of New Amsterdam. In the game, players use inline skates, skateboards, and bicycles to traverse the city, performing tricks, spraying graffiti, and challenging rival gangs to control the 5 boroughs of New Amsterdam. Lost in Play is a charming point-and-click adventure game developed by Happy Juice Games. The game follows the imaginative adventures of 2 siblings, Toto and Gao, as they navigate through a fantastical world created by their own imaginations. The game is designed to resemble a children's cartoon, filled with colorful characters and whimsical settings. Players solve puzzles and complete tasks by interacting with various objects, switching between the 2 characters as the story progresses. The game's unique blend of reality and fantasy takes players on a journey through enchanted forests, goblin villages, and ancient ruins. Crow Country is a survival horror game developed and published by SFB Games. Set in the year 1990, the game follows Mara Forrest, a special agent investigating the mysterious disappearance of Edward Crow, the owner of an abandoned theme park called Crow Country. Players explore the eerie, retro-inspired theme park, solving puzzles and facing off against zombie-like creatures known as guests while uncovering the dark secrets behind the park's closure and crows vanishing. The game features two modes: survival, which includes combat and enemies, and exploration, which focuses on puzzle solving without the threat of monsters. Players can use various weapons, such as handguns and flamethrowers, to defend themselves against the park's dangers. Milo and the Magpies is a delightful point-and-click adventure game developed by Johan Schurft. The game follows the story of Milo, a curious and adventurous cat who gets turned around after an unfortunate encounter with some pesky magpies. Players help Milo find his way home by exploring and solving puzzles in the gardens of his neighbors. The game features beautifully hand-painted and animated backgrounds and characters, creating a captivating artistic atmosphere. Each garden Milo sneaks through has its own unique personality, style, and collection of fun characters to interact with. Garden Galaxy is a relaxing and creative sandbox game developed and published by Annika Tran. The game allows players to build and arrange their own personalized garden using a variety of randomized items and decorations. Players can spend coins to discover new plants, furniture, decorations, and more, while also organizing their collections and customizing their garden with different lighting, effects, and backgrounds. The game features a calm and soothing atmosphere, with tiny visitors arriving regularly to drop coins, which can be used to acquire new items. Players can also encounter special items that affect the environment, such as creating rain, fog, or changing the time of day. Don't Escape, For Days to Survive is a post-apocalyptic point-and-click adventure game developed by Script Welder. The game follows David, a lone survivor in a world devastated by a cataclysmic event that cracked the moon in half. Players must navigate through 4 days of survival, fortifying their home against various dangers such as poisonous fog, spiders, murderous thugs, and deadly heat waves. The game combines traditional point-and-click mechanics with survival elements, requiring players to make strategic decisions to stay alive until morning. David experiences prophetic dreams that hint at the dangers ahead, adding a layer of mystery and urgency to the gameplay. Crypt Custodian is a charming Metroidvania game developed by Kyle Thompson. The game follows Pluto, a mischievous cat who has died and is sentenced to be the janitor of the afterlife. Players navigate through a vast, interconnected world, battling beasts with a trusty broom and solving puzzles to uncover secrets and gain new abilities. In Crypt Custodian, players explore multiple regions, each filled with unique characters and challenges. Pluto can befriend other doomed ghosts and upgrade his gear at the local haunt, the Sinner's Inn. The game's combat combines elements of movement from Hades and the combat of Hollow Knight, with a strong emphasis on boss fights. Tactical Breach Wizards is a turn-based tactics game developed and published by Suspicious Developments. The game combines the strategic depth of grid-based combat with a vast arsenal of spells. Players lead a team of renegade wizards in Kevlar through humorous and espionage-filled missions to unravel a modern conspiracy plot. The game allows players to rewind time to try different strategies, making it both engaging and replayable. Each wizard in the team has unique skills, such as summoning lightning bolts or healing the dead. The Last Campfire is an adventure puzzle game developed and published by Hello Games. Players take on the role of Ember, a lost Ember who must navigate through a mysterious world filled with puzzles and lost souls. The game's story revolves around Ember's journey to find meaning and a way home, helping other lost souls along the way by solving environmental puzzles and lighting campfires to guide them. The game is set in a beautifully crafted world with diverse landscapes, including forests, swamps, and caves. As players progress, they encounter various non-playable characters who provide new items and abilities to help solve increasingly complex puzzles. Parking Garage Rally Circuit is a retro arcade-style racing game developed by Walaba Entertainment. In this game, players race through parking garages that have been temporarily transformed into exciting rally courses. The game features tight, simple controls and arcade physics reminiscent of classic Sega Saturn games from the late 90s. Players compete in time trial races, navigating jumps and tight turns to beat the clock and other players' ghosts on the leaderboard. So that is the video. Which game is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching everyone, and see you in the next video.